I'm that girl who deeply respects her own personal quantum sessions and the information that has been given to me by my teams. And so when I have my own sessions and I ask for guidance and directions, I listen to what they have to say. Sometimes I'm not that impressed with what they are saying and recommending, and I want to use my free will to do exactly the opposite of what they're recommending. But of course, I've done that many times in my life before where I've dismissed high dimensional information that is for the best for me and used my ego thinking that I know better. And wow, what an extra journey that was. So now I realize that I want to have a smoother, easier life and mission and life purpose, and be able to go with the flow, and knowing that when you're on purpose, when you're on path, life is so much more easier, beyond easier. It's almost to the point where I'm almost unfair to be out of alignment because it is so extraordinarily extra hard. We've all done hard. It's not that fun. So now I want easy, and I trust that I'm being guided to do the most appropriate things. Often we think the easy approaches to avoiding conflict, which then is to avoid growth, is the best option. And often when my teams have told me things that they think would be the most best for me in their recommendation, in their opinion, I have not wanted to listen. And so I have avoided conflict, and I've avoided a whole lot of hard looking choices and decisions to do what is easier. And then I realize I have just been delaying that experience. And often when it first comes to us, it's actually a little bit uncomfortable, but we can manage it. But if we keep distracting ourselves and the lesson keeps growing and it has to be bigger and bigger and bigger, we get to a point where we cannot ignore the elephant in the room. And so we try many times, but our teams know what our life lessons are and what we must experience and what we must explore and expand and grow upon. And if your life mission here is to be of service for a specific purpose, and you must be able to do certain work that needs to be done to help humanity, they're not that tolerant if you keep dismissing it. Oh, I'll do that next time, maybe later, maybe the next lifetime. Many people just decide to distract themselves from their callings and true missions. And that is a choice, and that is fine. You can do that. But then that opportunity and that experience will be given to someone else, because certain things must be done for humanity. And so I found out along my own purpose and journey and pathway and through sessions, I discovered that I was supposed to help be able to compile a whole bunch of sessions to formulate it into a book, which they called Mastering Old Earth. So it took 37 days to be able to complete it and compile it and edit it up to be of public access. All of the sessions that are from the book are freely available, and there is a Facebook page called Mastering Old Earth, which lists them in chapters for you to go and listen to the raw sessions. When you download the free PDF, which is the only way you can get the book, I do not print them for anyone to then pass them on. Everyone is capable of printing 185 pages in some capacity. And I've seen some very creative styles to be able to protect and bind the books. And I know that for everyone who has printed off these books, they've done it for love, knowing that it is unfortunate times when people will stumble across themselves being on the old earth, and that's when they will need the love and guidance from all of our teams, from all of the information within it. If you want to understand the significance and purpose of living here on the third dimensional planet, and how to overcome inner work and how to truly connect in with yourself, Mastering Old Earth is the book for you. While we are not in the official old earth time, it is coming. It is unavoidable. And it is a shame that it has got so far. But as we have learned from sessions, the lessons and experiences of the third dimensional old earth experience is profound, significant, and very crucial for our moving forward in our other time lines and our other lives in our what we would perceive future. So all is well, but there must be some lessons and some expansion and some experiences along the way to be able to help all of those fulfill their own life contracts. Much karmic experiences will be having to be faced and dealt with on the old earth. This is not a punishment. This is their choices that they've needed and wanted for their life contracts and experiences. So the book is not full of pictures or anything. It is just information from sessions from lots of different clients around the world. Dolores has come in herself to be able to share her information that she was also getting before she exited, and she was more than gracious to come into many of our sessions to be able to help to give us her perspective of this work, of the information, and the significant and specific experiences those who are going to be experiencing the old earth experience will have. It is not a punishment. It is not for the naughty kids. It is for their soul's experiences and growth and lessons. So then they will choose maybe different choices as they move forward in their own evolution. They may be simply representative. They may be just representing their own collectives to be able to take that experience and to add it onto their own collective's consciousness. So all is significant. All is blessed by all of our collectives. We must trust that they can see the bigger perspective. And I highly recommend anyone that wants to listen to this information and understand it from their perspective. It is not my book, it is their book, and that we have just lovingly compiled all the information, the current information about what the old earth is and why the old earth has to be in terms of that experience. So it is free. You just have to choose to want to grow and consider that this is an experience we're about to explore and expand upon and find ourselves in. Do we want to go through the old earth experience in fear and lack of understanding the significance and the purposes of why we are here? For those people who've been listening to my sessions, and for those people who know Dolores Cannon's work, they will know that you're here for an important time, for an important mission, and an important service. And so while we may be distracted and play with our own 3D emotions, we must have maturity and respect that our teams are trying to prepare us for our own experiences. There is nothing wrong with having the old earth experience. In fact, it is quite a bragging point on the other side of the veil. So whoever is going to be staying on the old earth experience, I send you my love. I send you my gratitude for you being of service to help those people who need to find their communities, who need to find their connections, who need to find themselves. It's tremendous times what are happening. And when you can understand it from the metaphysical perspective of why, it all makes sudden sense why we're going through our lives right now as we are, as the Grand Awakening is unfolding at a rapid pace. So I will leave the link for you to be able to find the PDF. You can save it, you can print it, you can do whatever you want with it. Enjoy it, respect it. Know that if you've been guided to even listen to this video, this is your team prompting you with much love to consider this information. If you don't want to read it, listen to the sessions that are raw. All is well, my friends. Do not be afraid of listening to new information. Take what you feel works for you. But if you're afraid of learning new information, or if something, some new information is scary, or you don't want your life to change right now, that is much inner work that needs to be looked upon with much love. Use this time wisely, because as we keep being told in sessions, when these events do come, we will not feel as prepared as we would like to. So with much love and gratitude for you listening to me today, I hope and trust that you'll respect this information as you need to and as you are capable of doing.